I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. Let's continue. I don't know what happened, y'all. It just went out. You said yeah. So it's back. It should be back. It should be back. So okay. So Randy just emailed me. She said the the degree is real. Where is it? Okay, so she said the degree is real. She used a decorative. She says so. She did get the degree, but she never used it. Only for evil. That's what Randy said. Y'all, YouTube, I do apologize. It just went offline. So she said that the degree is real. Peanut, how you doing? All right, now, so the degree is real. All right, still I don't see a seal though, but okay. So if Randy said it's real, it's real. All right, and she before the live went out, she posted a link where Shelly was at a graduation, I guess from California Baptist University. Now now that we know that this degree is real, now it draws concerns for me because everything that we talked about in the past, which was alleged, right? Now we know that Shelly has the proper training to completely F with the psyche of Tory Outlaw. That is wow. Let me tell Eric what's going on. Let me tell you something, Randy. That right there, now that's disturbing. At least for me. So she reposted the link. Let's go to the link. Let's go here. For some odd reason, it won't let me open up my live. It won't let me open up my live. Yes, it's very disturbing. All right, it's very disturbing. Okay, um, man, that's. So let me do this.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Yeah, it's freezing a little bit. Just hold on. Just hold on. Okay, yeah, I was freezing. It was freezing a little bit. Just give me a. Oh hell no. Hold on, I'm looking for. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm looking for Shelly. Oh, there she go. Hold on. All right, let me pull it up. All right, sorry for the freeze, y'all. Sorry for the freeze. Let's pull this shit up. Let's see, display 3. I really appreciate it, Randy. All right. I graduated from college with my GED, so don't ask. I graduated with my GED. Don't even ask. All right. Randy, thank you so much. All right. Thank you. All right. Miss Fairy Tale, don't worry about the beginning. I don't know what happened. My YouTube has shut down, so I had to restart it. It's back. All right, y'all. So here's the video. Randy, thank you so much for dropping that link. So we're going to go here. There she go. Y'all, there she go right there. All right. So the degree is real. And that's not good. Hey, Been Pretty, how you doing? Y'all, listen. This is not good. Okay, so her degree is real. All right. Randy, thank you so much. This is not good. All right. Well, I be damn. All right. So we're going to. All right. Now. You said, why is that? Is it good? Let me give you the number one reason why this is not good. All right. Allie is a Tory outlaw. Allie Carter is a 31-year-old woman with the mindset of a 15-year-old little girl. She's been with Shelly since the age of 16. I'm gonna say this for the people in the back. She's a 31-year-old woman with the mindset of a 15-year-old little girl. If I tell you to move left, you go left. When I tell you to move right, you better go right. When I say go up, you go up. When I say go down, go down. Randy said they met at 14. She's right. It was 13, but she's right. She brainwashed this young lady since the age of 13, 14 years old, all the way up to now. She even admitted as far as doing rituals on this young lady, bringing her up on a hypnosis, mind controlling this young lady. She got this young lady thinking she's been all over the world, met people from all walks of life. And Allie believes it. She also believes that Allie Carter is her real name. She believes that. So what best person to do it is with a person with a master's degree in psychology. Tori Outlaw used her degree to mock our presidents, to mock celebrities, and also to fool all of us. Cause she had me fooled. That's why that's a bad thing. She have used her degree to manipulate the minds of many, including myself. Especially when Diddy got taken, when the feds came and picked him up from their hotel. Oh, people went in and said, oh, Allie Carter is telling the truth. And I said, you just wait. And that was back in November. And now, what are we doing? Well, what are we doing? We still telling these stories, right? And now what we're doing, myself, Randy, and a few others, what we're doing, we're showing y'all the inconsistencies with these stories. And we're showing it to your face, and people are still mad. Now, I noticed the hate crime on Great Vibes end is starting to calm down a little bit, right? I don't care. Like I said, my skin is tough. You could call me every name in the book. I really don't care. You could call me nigger to my face. You think I'll get upset? No. Why? I'll say thank you. You want a cup of coffee? It wouldn't matter to me. Because it's hard to argue. See, I can get online and tell y'all know Allie Carter is not her real name, right? I can say, y'all know she lying, right? I can say that all day long. Great Vibes, stop. If you going against Allie Carter, meaning that you are pushing sex trafficking with teens. Oh, I seen that in my comments. So you know what I did? I said, I'm gonna play y'all at y'all own game. So now that I'm posting videos of them snitching on themselves, right? Great Vibes ain't got to say shit. I'm gonna let them tell it to you. And people are still delusional to where they are still saying in the comments, I still believe Allie. After I posted videos of them can't even keep their fucking stories together, people are still saying, oh, I believe her. You know why people are still saying that? It's because she's raising awareness for children. She's raising awareness for sex trafficking. So due to the fact that they use those two to counter the shit that she been through, of course people are going to say I believe her. I can't force you to do a damn thing. If you believe her, hey, that's fine. Believe her. You a grown ass person. Believe her. That's fine. I'm just saying I don't believe her. All right. Let's continue.
Psychology, because receipts are always good. And
then she just make this comment talking about receipts are always good. For real, you bring up a psychology degree, a master's psychology degree, and say receipts are good, but you don't question nothing else about Shelly's integrity with that degree. None of that. right? Miracle. How about you ask all these CPS reports that Shelly talks about that was filed? How about you tell to bring proof of that on your fucking show? You don't want to question this woman too much because it's going to take away your views. See, we already peep game on your ass. All right? We already called your ass out that the same people that you're interviewing is the same people that's against you and your family. I'm sorry, you and your husband. Let's continue.
Then, you're doing your volunteer hours. You come across this young lady. You hear, I guess, so you hear about her before you meet her type thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're telling you, oh, this girl, da 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 da. You're meeting with her, and it's like totally different experience. So I guess at what point did you decide in regards to like adoption and things of that nature, or all of this is like way before that, or?
No, this is way before any of that. Okay. Because I was volunteering, I was a mandated reporter because of the situation I was in. So every time she's disclosing something, I'm having to write CPS reports. I probably wrote 20 or 30 CPS reports on this.
Okay. Now, once again, we let her snitch on herself. So when Allie Carter and Shelly be telling y'all they have receipts, CPS reports, right? CPS reported this and CPS reported that. We got proof. That's Shelly writing the reports, not CPS writing the reports along with a police report attached. That's Shelly writing the reports, these false claims. And I really wish they can get through y'all thick ass skull. They got proof. Yeah, that they wrote.
She's just this happened to me, so now I got to write a report, and this happened, now I got to write a report. So when
did things shift and I guess and become personal with y'all? I mean, obviously it was personal enough for her to feel comfortable, but I'm saying like before you became like, you know what, this young lady needs me on another level.
What the fuck you mean personal? When did it become personal? I'm over here shaking my legs so gooder right now. See, that's why I said this interviewer, she's so, boy. See, Randy already know what I'm about to bring up. She already know what the hell you. Oh, so we just not going to address this? And once again, she just making it okay. We just not going to address this shit. Come on, phone. Come on. So we just not going to address this? Huh? Let's make this a little bit bigger. We just not going to address here. Not great vibes. Not nope. So we just not going to address this. Boy, that's why I tell y'all she's in it for the money. Hold on, let me transition this. So we just not going to address this. All right? That's the court's ruling. For Shelly to stay your ass away from this girl because of your personal relationship with this minor. Do you think Miracle is going to address that? Hell no. Once again, that's why I said she's making it okay for the courts told this woman. That was a ruling. Gavel, court order, keep your ass away from this minor. Miracle. Oh, we ain't gonna worry about that court order. You saw something was wrong, so you had to take action. Miracle, what if this was a man going after a teenage girl? Miracle, what if this was a man going after a teenage girl?
Everything was normal, what I would say normal in the beginning, because, you know, I was doing my job. I was writing reports, doing the protocol, and that was fine. After CPS took her,
They told you to stay away from her.
she was continuing to disclose to me that there were situations going on. So again, I'm still writing reports and I'm still calling the social workers like, hey, did you know about this? They at one point got irritated with my presence because I was making more work for them and I was reporting things to them. So they had told Allie to not tell me anymore, not to contact me anymore, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Which was fine, you know, whatever. But at the same time, she's still telling me, look, this is going on.
Whatever? Are you serious? Are you serious? This 14, 15-year-old little girl, they're telling you to leave her alone, and you say, hey, that's fine, but whatever. Y'all, she's a mother. Miracle, this black woman right here, she's a mother. And she just allowed this woman just to run her mouth saying it's okay with your behavior. Even the court told you stay away from this minor. It's okay. You do what you have to do. Look at what she's promoting as a mother. It get her views. Why the fuck did I just smack? What the fuck was that? Over here tasting my damn self. The fuck was that shit? I'm over here talking, trying to get some shit. How the fuck you kiss your own top lip? Since when the courts told her stay away from the great vibes, the fuck is that shit? What? Nigga need help. All right. All right. Let's continue.
This is going on and this is going on. So I continued to report what was going on. They couldn't stop that. They told her, you're not allowed to call Shelly anymore. You're not allowed to have any contact. She would borrow phones. She would call me from all kind of numbers. You know, just, hey, I just wanted to talk to you. Hey, this, hey, that. So CPS did everything that they could. They threatened me. They at one point said I was a predator. They said, you know, that I was grooming her. It was at that point that
once again, you see this mother right here, this mother and his wife. She just allowed this woman to talk. I would do a follow-up question. Okay, they're saying that you are a pedo. The court's saying this woman's a pedo. Keep her away from Tory Outlaw. The courts was saying it. But Shelly didn't stop. You think this mother asked in? Did this miracle asked in the questions? So Shelly, why did they label you as a pedo? Why did the court system label you as a pedo? What behavior traits did you show them to paint for them to see you in the light as a female pedo? Miracle just sitting there. Wow, that's messed up. That's messed up. As long as I get these views, that's messed up. Once again, their promoter. She's promoting this behavior. Let's continue.
I started understanding that we were dealing with something else. There was a next level something, because nobody was trying to help this kid in the way that I expected CPS or social workers or anybody else to help. The things that she was telling me were horrific. And instead of advocating for her and doing what was in her best interest, they were attacking me and they were threatening her. So I knew we were dealing with something that was more, because up until this time, I always had a good rapport with social workers. I was always advocating for kids. You know what I mean? Something turned. I had no frame of reference to understand the depth of things at that time. I just knew something was really off.
It's just very interesting. So when you're doing your job, and then it's like, oh wait, you know what I mean? It seemed to be a problem that you.
No, and it blindsided me, because I'm like, thought we were on the same team here. We're supposed to be helping the kids, but it was next level. Like, I had never seen anything like that in my life.
So I mean, okay, so obviously there was these strict threats to Allie, right? And then obviously in some ways, maybe as direct, I'm hearing, but maybe some type of threats for you as well. Like, y'all aren't supposed to talk. Allie's still finding ways. And so I guess, when did it get beyond like, okay, I mean, it seemed like, okay, you kept doing your job, right? And documenting the things and sending it in anyway. But like, when did it get to the point where it's like, you know what, we can't keep trying to go through them because they're not
doing her job? No, Miracle, she wasn't doing her job. Her job was to stay away from this little girl, this mentally ill little girl. She wasn't doing her job. She had a fetish with this young lady, and she wanted this young lady along with her sister. If you're going to interview somebody, interview them correctly. Joe.
Helping, or
it's in the CPS papers that I had a conversation. It's documented in there that I had a conversation with one of the social workers, and they were telling me, when she calls, hang up on her. And I said, well, I'm not going to do that. That's when I was in school, we spent 4 hours talking about DID, and they said it was very uncommon.
So we don't see a problem here. Do anybody see a problem here? This woman broken 3 laws already. Boy, let this would have been a man doing this shit. Y'all will be in a fucking frenzy. They told her to stay your white ass away from this black child. Well, Great Files, why in the hell you using color? God damn it, cause I don't know. We gotta know the difference. They told you to stay away. And this woman right here she is pissing me off. Well, not personally, but she's pissing me off. Just, God.
And it's not to be worried about, because it's not a non-existent thing pretty much. But we spent hours and hours in classes and classes dealing with morals and ethics. Ethics is what...
Yeah, and not how to break the law. You're dealing with minors. Do you understand that? When a judge tell your ass to stay away from a minor, you turn around and walk the other way. If she keep calling you, you let them know, hey, she keep calling me. I need y'all to direct her attention somewhere else. So what was it that you wanted from Allie Carter, Tori Outlaw? Shelly, what was that you wanted from her? What was this personal relationship that the course was talking about? Is that why you lost your job at that school, Shelly? Is that why you lost your job? Okay.
You use to protect yourself legally. Ethics is not the same as morals. And at that point, I came into a dilemma between my morals and my ethics, because those things weren't lining up. So it's either legally I obey what CPS says, or morally I obey what God says. And those were not the same things.
Hell, for God didn't say that. Okay, what did God sound like? If now fuck it, let's go there. You said obey what God said. What God sound like? What God tell you to do? What? Your ass already, what, when you graduated, what, you was 45, 50, 60, 70, hell, don't nobody know how old your ass is. You was old as fuck. Chasing down a minor. God told you to do that? You gonna throw God into this. Boy, you sick. Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, I'm not doing that.
And look at Miracle ass.
If she calls,
look at her.
I'm going to take the same action that I've been taking for the last.
She's a mother and she just doing this shit right here. Boy, I can't. Boy.
Last, year or two. That's just what we're doing. She had continued to be moved from placement to placement to placement to placement. At one point, she was auctioned to Russia, and I didn't know so much about the trafficking. I just knew about the abuse in the foster homes at that time. So she played.
Oh, so that's what we doing? I told y'all Shelly was the one that's feeding Allie Carter this mess. She was auctioned to Russia, but never gave details on how to auction. Now, Allie went in and said a few stuff, but y'all know we debunked that shit already. Boy, you can't make this shit up.
In this foster home, and the foster dad or the foster brothers were abusing her. That's a whole other topic about spiritual things where predators can sense kids that have been abused sexually, and they kind of are drawn to them. So that all was going on, and
Yeah, you're talking about yourself, ma'am. Shelly, you're talking about you. Don't nobody know you better than you. So it ain't nobody from no damn Russia. It's you. So trust me, you're describing your behavior.
19 times she was moved in 19 different foster homes and 19 different schools in a year's time, because there kept being problems.
$19 high schools, 19 homes in 1 year. Now, this is the question. If all this was going on, when did she have time for Russia? Miracle ain't asking these questions. When did she have time for Russia? If she was in 19 homes and 19 schools, when did she have time for Russia? Okay. I'm just asking questions.
So yeah, it was a mess. It got to the breaking point where she had told her social worker, look, my dating this boyfriend, he's a pimp, he's 27. He's taking me places I don't want to go. They said, we'll just break up with him. They were placing her.
I know I keep stopping y'all, but this bullshit is in my ear, and I gotta. So you told Allie that, so because you the once again, what social work is going to say that? Oh, by the way, I'm 16 years old, dating a 27-year-old man. I'm the CPS worker. Oh, okay, just break up with him. Hey, you 16, just break up with him. Miracle. And y'all look at Miracle. Ain't saying shit. First of all, stop lying, Shelly. That 27-year-old man was the dude that she was screwing in her neighborhood. That she was sneaking away from, running away from the house with. That was the dude that she was screwing. That wasn't no damn pimp. That was the guy in the neighborhood she was screwing. Allegedly. No. Which of West End? I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't want to put that out there. I don't know. Not yet. Who the baby dad is. Allegedly. I don't know yet. We still trying to put some pieces together. So I don't want to put that out there. All right? She said, okay, allegedly.
In a home that was near where he lived, and she's like, I don't feel comfortable here.
Okay, so Fat Boo said, wasn't there two guys at the same time? So the two guys that was at the same time that Tori was dealing with was the guys at her high school. It was two dudes. Allie was in middle school. Two guys from the high school. She met two guys in the high school that stayed in the neighborhood. She agreed to have sex with them. So she met them at the high school. They skipped high school and they all left and they walked home, but they went over. Allie and her two guys went over their house. Went up the stairs, did what they did, and the guy video recorded everything. Allie, when she left there, Allie went home talking about she was RAP3 by two guys from the high school. So of course the police went and arrested these guys for raping her. So when it was time to go to court, they said, we recorded this. The video showed that Allie willingly went with these guys and they saw the whole thing. So she lied on these high schoolers. And of course, the judge cut them free. She lied on them. Yeah. So she was hot in the pants. She was hot in the pants. That's what we trying to tell some of these dumbasses. The girl was rebellious and hot in the pants.
And they said, we'll just ignore him. You know, they were doing very crazy things that didn't make sense. Around that time is when she was auctioned to Russia and she chose to run. And she went into hiding for a year. She would call me periodically to check in. She was calling the social worker periodically saying, look,
if she was back and forth to Russia, you said she was calling you periodically to check in. Y'all see how stupid this sounds? And Miracle not even asking her questions. Like you was concerned. You didn't ask, hey, where she located? What was going on? What do I need to do to get you out of this situation? This woman just sitting here ain't saying shit. She just let this woman just spew, just did all this. Come on. You said she had a cell phone in the containers? Hey, them containers got good signals. If you never try to make a phone call inside of a container, that shit is wild. blow your mind, boy. It'll blow your mind. You got good ass service. It's like you got your own network inside that fucking container. Don't ask me how I know. They try to snatch my ass to Africa. Told me I need to go back. Hold on, who told you I was from there? Who told you I was from Africa? Let's turn this ship around. Cause I know one of the first slave ships' name was Jesus. Y'all need to turn Jesus around. Take me back. Y'all don't know. Grapevine's got a backstory. When I was 9, listen, y'all. See, my container had AC. All right, my container had AC. It was me, 17 chickens, and 4 pigs, and 2 giraffes. But they said all of us was animals. Take your ass back to Africa. That's fine. And I think it was a monkey in there. I think it was a monkey in there. They like calling us monkeys anyway. I think it was a monkey somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yo. Yo. Oh my goodness, y'all. That damn monkey. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said Shelly her lover. You're damn right that's her lover.
You let me be placed with Shelly, then I'll come back in, and for a year's time they said no. After that year they said fine, come back in, we will place you with Shelly. So I don't know if it was her age that changed. I don't know what.
Okay, so this is what I don't get. So you mean to tell me Allie was able to go through all that shit and she pick up the cell phone and call CPS and say, hey, I'm ready to come back. I'm ready. No type of police reports from CPS saying about reporting. It's nothing. Hey, I'm ready to come back. Allie, come on back in. No, nothing. Just come on back in. We got you. You went over there to Russia and dealing with you was pimped out. Come on back in. At the age of 16. You see how y'all see how her stories is not adding up. It don't make sense. The same shit she's saying, it was the same shit that she taught Tory Outlaw to say. Say you can't make this shit up. Mm-hmm.
What it was, but a year prior they're telling me that I'm a predator and she's not allowed to call and to hang up on her, and now they're placing her with me. So those are opposite things again.
If you got a court order telling you to stay away from Allie Carter, right? Tory Outlaw, telling you to stay away from Allie Carter from the judge. But CPS say, hey, you know what? She's back. She can go with you. And y'all wonder why they've been on a run. You wonder why they've been living out of that fucking van on the run. Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry, they was running from the elites. They was running from Jay-Z and all them people. They was running from the elites. I'm just letting you know. Hey, Miss Outlaw. Mm-hmm. They was running from the elites. Some ain't right. They got a track on our phone, so we had to dish our phones and get new phones. We had to dish our car and had to get another car because they was on us. Who the fuck is they? No. The judge told Shelly to stay away from Tory. So Shelly said, you know what? I'ma just take her. And we just gonna be on the run. What about the children?
So yeah.
So
she was
no,
she was placed with me. I think she was 16 or the end of 16 going into 17.
Yeah, 16.
When they placed her with me.
Gotcha. So you're officially like a foster parent.
Shelly, where's the paperwork? Where's the paperwork? Where's the paperwork? We ain't talking about some shit that you forged. Where's the paperwork?
At a particular time, or did you kind of work on to become one?
Officially, this was the first time I had gone through.
Yeah. Miss Outlaw said they ain't call me about shit. Since when CPS take somebody's child, place them with someone else without contacting the primary parents? What the fuck they do that shit? Cause somebody need to help me. Somebody need to help me out. That doesn't matter what state you're in. We're talking about here in the United States. Where does that happen?
CPS to be a foster parent because she was almost 17-ish, around there. They called it a NEFRM, I forget what it stands for, but basically it stands for it's not a family member, it's a friend or a family that can take you. I had to get fingerprinted, I had to have a background check, and all those things. And as soon as I got those things, they placed her with me.
Got you. Okay.
Now, notice she said at 16. Notice she said at 16. I played another video with her and Allie sitting in the car talking, running their fucking mouths. She said when she was 17, when she got placed, when she was with Mr. and Mrs. When I did the whole scene with the dog with Rufus, right? With the pediatrician. Y'all remember that episode? When Tori said, hold on, flag on the play. When she said she was adopted by Mr. and Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Misunderstood. She was 17 at the time. Shelly said she was still in the process of adopting Tori. But she just said in this video she was 16 when she adopted Tori. You can't make this shit up.
So you said she was 16, and I know you've kind of shared this before, but just for anybody that didn't, hear or understand. So I know you talked about being rough around the edges when she first came and all these different type of things. So now you were advocating for her at one point. Now she's living with you. How was that?
What the fuck is funny?
When she first came, it took a while. I think CPS had given up on helping her. They had exhausted all of their options. She was a chronic runaway.
CPS giving up on a child. You know they train for this shit, right? And they go through annual trainings and meetings and updates and shit. CPS giving up on her. I worked with CPS, and I'm talking about over 30 of their staff members. You go sit here and fix your mouth and say that CPS gave up on a child? Are you fucking serious? This lady is lunatic. This lady is stupid crazy. And this promoter, this woman right here is just sitting there and just agreeing with the shit. Boy, you can't make this shit up.
She with AWOL, she had all these issues. So when she first came, there was a short time frame where she was fine. Then she started just spiraling. Her MK Ultra was out of whack. I don't know how to explain that. She
her MK Ultra was out of whack. That's what we're doing. Her MK Ultra was out of whack. Her MK Ultra was out of whack. Met says CPS failed plenty of kids. That wasn't my question. My statement, what CPS worker you know and say, hey, we're going to give up on this child. I'm talking about documented. We're going to give up on this child. You take them. Are we not paying attention to what Shelly is saying? That's why I made that statement. I never been in the system, but I worked with CPS along as with these troubled kids. I've done that for years. And never in my life read a fucking report that ever reported some shit like that. That's where you go into outsourcing. Some shit. You said Miracle must be under MK Ultra. She's up under something. You said to give a child to a possible pedo to get rid of. Thank you. Thank you, truth teller. Thank you for putting that. Y'all need to look at the bigger picture here. Let's pin that comment. Let's pin that shit. Let's look at the bigger picture here, guys. Guys and gals. Thank you, Jesse. They will work tirelessly until they find the help she needs. No matter where you work, you got your good apples and you got your bad apples. But you got more good apples than you got your bad apples. For some odd reason, the bad apples get way more attention than the good apples. If you notice, if you find a few bad apples on a tree, sometimes that bad apples can take down that whole branch. Just that few. Even when a tree starts, a plant will start to grow. If it got some bad leaves or some shit on there, that little bad area can contaminate the whole fucking plant. You said cleaning the toilet for real. You ever not wipe your, after you shit it, you never wipe your ass, you just got up and slid off that toilet seat and shit everywhere? Sat back down on that toilet with the light off. You know how y'all be going to the bathroom 3 o'clock in the morning with the light off and you just sit on that toilet, not knowing you just said it some shit. And wonder why your booty is, the back of your legs and thighs is stuck to that toilet seat. And you think it's just hot in the house. You forgot to cut the air on. No, that shit stuck to the back of your thigh. I don't know how the fuck we got on that topic. he real Neil said, nah, bro, that's just you. I know. Hey, sometimes it happens to the best of us. Let's continue.
She was rough around the edges in a way that I didn't think there was any help for her. She was so traumatized, I didn't think there was any help for her. She, to me, felt like she was past the point of no return spiritually. Had she stayed another few weeks, another month, wherever she was, I feel like she maybe would have sold her soul, maybe would have been past the point of no return, would have turned a corner. You know, in the Bible, it talks about when your heart gets hardened. I think she was very close to that, like within months or weeks. Like it was at the last minute that they allowed her to be placed. So again, I think that was God. At this point, I didn't know the depth of the trafficking. I just knew she was in a lot of bad foster homes, had been in an abusive home prior, was promiscuous, had DID, and that was about all I knew at that time. I didn't understand anything about MK Ultra, didn't understand the depth of DID. I knew a little bit what I'd learned from my aunt, and I was seeing switches in her, and that was about it at that time.
So was it just you and her in the home?
If you ain't know shit about MK Ultra, why the fuck you just bring it up? Did you just say about her MK Ultra or what? But you didn't know shit about MK Ultra. You lying piece of shit.
I had a foster.
And then on top of that, y'all, we just caught her in another lie. Did she say that some like her auntie or somebody was MK Ultra? With different altars? Did she not say that? I would just want to make sure we heard the same fucking thing. You say I said that out loud, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. So we just caught her in another lie. The same lies that she teach Tori. Right? That y'all know it's Allie Carter. Once again, you lying piece of shit.
Daughter who was grown. We were living in an apartment, and she had a little girl at the time. We ended up moving a few times, but yeah, there was usually somebody else, like a foster kid, older grown foster kids that kind of were having a hard time and didn't have a place to go, so they would come stay with me. Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't stop.
So,
That's why she had to cut off. That's why she had to stop talking. She like, yeah, your aunt, sweetheart. No, you not finna speed past that shit. You just said you didn't know shit about MK Ultra. That's why she stopped and looked at the camera, y'all. You can't make this shit up. That's why she looking like that, like shit. I just said something different. Look at that stank look on her face. Look at that look on look. You can't make this shit up. And do you think Miracle is catching into this shit? Miracle just sitting there. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
What do you think made it difficult for, Allie and like, I mean, okay, well, before we get into difficulties, let's just talk about Allie's free. She's with you. Like, what was that first day like? Do you remember that?
Things were good for a while. A lot of stress came off for a while. But then after she got familiar with how I do things and how the house is, and if somebody slammed the door too hard, she would flinch. If somebody dropped books, she's flinching. So her startle reflex was so extreme. A lot of things like that. She's having nightmares. When we would go to church, you know how on the back of the pews they have the hymnals and the Bibles. Mm-hmm. When we would go to church, she couldn't sit back because the Bible was right there. Like just weird, odd things. Oh. Because she could feel the Bible, that she could sense it. Like
back. Yeah, no, I get. Yeah. At first, I was like, yeah.
She would kind of.
So the one that was behind her would bother, and she wasn't able to sit back.
Yes. If I hugged her, or just kind of pat her on the shoulder, her skin would burn. It was a lot.
What the fuck is that shit? Turn to your neighbor. I can't, Pastor. Something ain't right on this pew. Turn to your neighbor. Pastor, I'm looking. Neighbor. Say, neighbor. Glad to be in the house of the Lord. Ooh, y'all can sit down and sit on back. Oh, God. So I see I see that young lady over there look like she's getting the Holy Ghost. Yeah, now, Pastor, ain't the Holy Ghost. Something over here ain't right. Something back here is burning. Oh, if it had not been. Oh, shit. The fuck is that burning? You mean to tell me the Bible was burning? Now remember, the Bible sits on the other side of the pew in the back in the slot. So every time she got close to that Bible, it would just burn the hell out of her. But she say, don't y'all talk about Jesus all the time? And y'all be doing that prayer and shit? What the fuck are you talking about? The Bible is burning her back.
Weird things that I didn't think we would ever come out of. She was extremely promiscuous. She dressed like you would expect a trafficking victim to dress, very promiscuous. Again, with the church, I'm taking her to church. You know, I got this kid, she's got broken ribs, and I'm taking her to church, and I'm like looking for anybody to help, to stand with me.
Where did broken ribs come from? You you took Allie to church with broken ribs? Listen, remember Allie made this statement where she was with her pimp. She was in a home or something. I can't remember the story, but she said something about she was looking through his wallet. Okay, I remember now. She was looking through his wallet. Right? And she seen all those fake IDs and cards and stuff. That's how she was able to get her fake ID. Right? When he came out of the bathroom, and it's something about these bathrooms that they love to talk about. When he came out the bathroom, he saw her look through his wallet, and he beat her so bad to where it broke her ribs. Remember that? But she was staying with somebody. She was staying with him. Now so you mean to tell me CPS placed Tori in the home with you with broken ribs? CPS placed Allie Carter in the home with you with broken ribs. I need some help. Now you decide to take her to church with broken ribs. Your ass can't even breathe right with broken ribs.
Anything, and they're commenting on her clothes. Don't wear that. She had a pair of sweats that had, I don't know what was on the butt, juicy or whatever, on the logo on the butt. Yeah. And they're like,
yeah, because she was fast. Tori Outlaw was a complete fast child, just out there screwing people. Miss Outlaw, you better tell these folks your daughter was out there screwing people. And I do not take any excitement in saying that shit. But if Shelly go tell the story, make sure she tell it correctly. That's why she had them clothes. Because she wanted to be grown with her fast ass. She wanted to be grown up.
she can't wear that here. And I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. You don't know what we're dealing with. And this is how you're coming at me. So we left the church. You know, I stopped taking.
Hold on, y'all. I just read something what Fat Boo just said on YouTube. I'm not going to read it out loud. Fat Boo, sad face. Well, damn. You said in years? Sad face? Well, damn. Okay, Fat Boo. Okay. Wow. Y'all, if y'all want to read what she put, if y'all want to read what she put on there, hey, it's right. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth comment up. If you can read it, read it. It's the fourth comment up. I'm not going to say it out loud. read the comment, y'all. Damn. All right. You say you can't see it. See if you can open up, right? Do this. Turn your phone side. Click that white square on your screen. In the middle of your screen to the right, if you're on TikTok, it's going to put your phone in landscape. See if you can see it like that. Angela laughing. see if you can scroll in and see that comment on YouTube. You say it's scandalous if he won't say it out loud. You damn right it's scandalous. Oh shit. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go. Let's continue. I ain't reading that shit out loud.
To church because it was becoming a problem, and I didn't want to traumatize her more.
Right. That is just so sad. Like,
yeah, that should have never been the case.
Right. Like, you know, compel people to come, you know, come as you are, like, and then, you know, people, they'll learn, they'll grow, like things of that nature. But like, can we be the hands and feet of Christ, like at least at the church? Like, come on, man.
And I don't think people understand that. And I think a lot of times I think it's a detriment for people who have been raised in church for so long. You get so accustomed to, this is my pew that I sit in, and this is how things are supposed to go, and don't rock the boat. If we don't get in the trenches with people, if we don't aren't willing to get dirty and get down on the ground with them and sit with them, we're not going to reach anybody.
That's it with them stuff out of me. Like, that's what Christ did. You know what I'm saying? He went, he had the meals, like he went and just like, and that's why, look, I know again, I talk about Chosen because I've been binge watching it lately or whatever, but you know, again, seeing him just sitting and talking to the people and, you know, and things like that. I mean, even though, yes.
Miracle really thinks she's just talking to someone that has saved a child from just the worst situation ever, the worst case scenario, worst case anything. I'm talking to a woman that went and took a child and just saved her. And this white woman is telling her some of the stuff, she's admitted to it. And not once Miracle questioned that shit. Once again, is this the shit we have gone to as content creators? We are allowing this behavior for views, for money. Now, I'm not telling nobody to go over to her podcast, God, Sex, and Love on YouTube, and comment on her videos. I'm not telling nobody to do that. All right? Great Vibes don't do that. I'm not telling nobody to go over to her podcast or God, Sex, and Love on YouTube and comment on her videos. I'm not telling y'all to do that. We shouldn't do that, okay? We shouldn't do that at all. Okay? Once again, I'm not telling y'all to go over to her podcast over there on YouTube, God, Sex, and Love, to comment on her videos. I am not saying to do that. We should not do that. Okay? We should not do that. We have integrity over here. Morals and ethics. But do not go over to God, Sex, and Love and comment in her comment section. Don't do that. Over there on God, Sex, and Love on YouTube.
It's a theatrical interpretation, but that's what the Bible is telling us that he did, you know. And so are we his followers or not? Like, are we going to be Christ-like? Like, of course we're not perfect and none of us are going to be, but you know, but because of that, right, then we should show that grace and mercy to the next person, you know,
Yes.
what he received, you know. So okay, so the people at the church, you know, turning up their nose at y'all trying to, you know, introduce her to the Lord, you know, make the correct way, because we know that she had some crazy introductions now. But so I know we could go on and on. So, but I know we got some other things to talk about too. So, when did it get like? So I know you had the introduction to DID. So you kind of
Okay, so let's pause right here. I need everybody right now for only 15 seconds. I need everybody to power tap the screen for 15 seconds. I need everybody to put your damn finger on your screen and just tap the hell out of your screen. Just for 15 seconds. That's all I ask. YouTube, y'all too. It's a heart button down there. Tap it. Click that heart button. If you're watching, now some of y'all be watching on y'all TV. I don't know how to do it on your TV. I don't know. I don't shit. Figure it out. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Y'all freaking amazing. Just like that, in 16 seconds, y'all got 4,000 likes. Thank y'all. Y'all are freaking amazing. Let's go.
understood that was going on. When did you find out about all the rest of this stuff?
Thank you, lady.
Around that time, we were having problems with the church, and she was not being able to sit against the pew. Like, what am I going to do? You know, now the church should be the resource. The church should be the hospital where I could take her for her trauma, and that's not it. I was calling counseling places. I was calling places I could take her for counseling for those.
So you stopped taking her to church because the Bible was burning her back. Thank you, Fat Boo. Listen, y'all, if you ain't gonna, if y'all want a good laugh, just sit down and listen to these stories that Tori and Shirley be coming up with. But you gotta listen to what the fuck they be saying. Like, they are some good storytellers. You stopped taking Tori to church because the Bible was burning her back.
Types of things. She was out of the scope of everybody's practice. They said, we don't treat that. We don't deal with that. I was calling 3 and 4 states over in any direction for help, and there was no help. It got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna have to figure this.
Let me tell y'all something. If you call someone, right, if you call a psychiatrist or anybody, a specialist, you know, anything, because first of all, you're not the primary parent. I mean, you're not the primary custodian. That's probably why they didn't want to see your ass, right? Or you couldn't take her anywhere, right? Because you are not the primary custodian. You took her illegally. Let's make sure we get that straight, right? Because they are going to ask you for your information. You can't get them your information, so guess what? They're going to ask you question, where are her parents? That's why your ass didn't take her to no hospital like that. That's why your ass didn't take her to no... Anyway, let me shut up. So anyway, to make a long story short, if you call a specialist, I mean a doctor or whoever, and they can't figure out your problem or whatever you saying, the consultation, whatever the fuck you call it, they will give you information on who to contact, which really are specialists, right? That specialize in certain types of events or conditions or whatever. It's somebody somewhere that specializes in your event. So you just lied again. The church couldn't help you because the Bible was burning her back.
out myself because there was no help. I've been getting dragged a lot about, well, she thinks she's Fritz Springmeier, which is somebody from years ago that wrote information about MK Ultra and the DID and all that. That was the only reference that I had of, okay, this is a thing. Didn't tell me what to do about it. It's figure it out, but at least it was acknowledging that, yeah, this is what you're seeing, because I didn't even know that at the time. Spiritually, God told me I can't preach at her because she's not going to hear it. I can't drag her to church because that's not working. I'm like, how am I going to show this kid that Jesus loves her? Like, how am I going to do that? I can't tell her, and I can't take her to church for somebody else to tell her. And it was basically a matter of being the example of Christ. Like, I had to be patient, and I had to be kind, and I had to be loving, and I had to do all those things because that's the only tools that I had. And that was all that was needed, but that's all I had. So that was what I started approaching spiritually. For the psychology, there was nothing. I did find somebody at one point
Thank you, Edie.
Understood DID. So that was a relief in itself because that was few and far between. I took her to him a few times, but his approach was a hypnotic thing. He didn't understand MK Ultra. We were just on the beginning of touching onto the MK Ultra. So he is doing his treatment, which was a hypnotic thing for the DID. He put her in a trance, and that just sent the MK Ultra stuff spiraling.
So, Shelly, you took Tory Outlaw to some people your ass know because you wanted to have further control over her. You wanted to make her believe that she have alters. She have different personalities, and you was programming her the names to those personalities. At the age of 16, 17 years old, So you made sure you started with her early. So you had her to get put up on a hypnosis to get those alters trained and named. I'm just making an observation here, y'all. And I'm trying to put some shit together. Because if y'all notice, Tori really believes she have these alters. That's why I posted it on my page. She know them by name. She know how old they are, including Allie and Leilani. You said you starting to sound crazy, but that's exactly what she did. I'm just asking, right? I'm trying to put some shit together. You said Shelly didn't want help for Tori. She said they will be separated for treatment, and that wasn't okay. That is facts. Y'all got to remember, Shelly is a psychiatrist. She know exactly what the fuck she's doing. She found a vulnerable victim at a young age. Tori is her project. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. You said, why did Allie not testify against Sissy? I guess you was trying to type Diddy. Christina, I think you want to say Diddy. Christina, what the hell is going on with your damn keyboard? You gotta get away from that next telephone. It's okay to come over to Motorola, or even, you know, they got iPhones now. I'm just saying, Christina, you fucking up. I guess you want to say against Diddy. Why did Allie not testify against Diddy? Because she never met Diddy. She never been near Diddy. She don't know Diddy. Diddy don't know her. She never been around no celebrities. No one. The closest she been to celebrities was in her head. That's it.
Now we had another problem because she was kind of just in this trance for, I think we had gone on a Friday, and he kind of put her in a trance and was trying to do some type of treatment and kind of pulled her out of that hypnotic state, sent us home. It's the weekend. She went right back into that trance, and I couldn't get her out.
You find that funny? No, you did that shit on purpose. Let's just say that it is true, okay? This true what she's saying. She did that shit on purpose, where she wanted whoever that worked for her or that worked with her, put that girl in a trance so she could be in that damn trance all weekend long, so it could take you all weekend to program that girl the way you wanted her to be, the way you want her to be raised, so where she could forget everything in her past. Let me delete this shit right here and let me just add this to your fucking psyche. I'm just saying. I may be wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me. And look at Miracle. If you notice, Miracle ain't asking, she ain't even questioning none of that shit. She just sit here with that fucking look on her. She got this. She got this look on her fucking face. What the fuck is this shit? Right? She got this shit on her face and ain't asking nothing, ain't saying nothing, ain't concerned about nothing. She's not gonna be like that because she got the fucking views. Look like Shelly put her ass in a trance talking. She MK Ultra her ass real quick. Oh my. Sure feel good tonight. I'm sorry, y'all. Edith, thank you for the $4 super chat. She said Shelly probably had Allie ass in a trance with some headphones in her head playing Kathy O'Brien audio books on repeat. Damn. Shit. I told y'all. Y'all thought I was playing about this content creator. Sitting here promoting it. She over there promoting that behavior. Thought I was playing. Oh no. Great vibes ain't playing. If you sit here and promote this shit, oh yeah, I'm on that ass.
So I'm like, what the heck? You know what I mean? So there was literally not much help. It was figure it out. And that's what we did.
Wow. I mean, I know I told you when I'm going to probably just always, I know I'm sorry. But I just, every time I just feel like when I get the opportunity to talk to y'all, I just always have to just say thank y'all. But like I told you when I
So y'all hear this shit. Oh, every time I talk to y'all, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm talking to these survivors, and it's just
first met you, man. Like, thank God for you to be who you are in this lady's life. Like, cause I I don't think we have any clue like where she would be. I mean, well, probably she would probably be not here, you know, like you said. And then it seems like you were the one adult in her life to, you know, be advocating, to believe, to listen, and then to go through this journey of, you know, trust and again being the hands and feet in Christ to her life, an example, right, of Christ to her life to where she is today. Maybe she don't know it or not, and I told her this before too, but I'm like, she's spreading the gospel, you know what I'm saying, today, because of, you know, the work that the Lord did through you. So thank God for you, Miss Shelley. Like
Thank you.
honestly, you know.
You know, I don't think I did anything special. My expectation is if you had been where I was at the time, you would have done the same thing because it's a kid, it's a human
Yeah.
being. Like, how do you do anything else? That's not that I'm doing anything great. That's just the basic level of care for another human being. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see it as, oh, I'm, you know, this great person and I'm this amazing mother. No, I was just doing what needed to be done because what was being done was evil to this kid. So um,
Right.
my expectation is everybody would do the same.
You would think, right? You would
Oh,
think. Well, I mean, we're learning that's not all the way true.
no, don't nobody do that. No, don't nobody do that. As a CPS worker, caseworker, counselor, no, they do not walk in schools or up to schools or any of that shit. They see a troubled teen and they decide to just take their troubled teen into their home and just run away with them. Yeah, you're right. That's just something normal people does. That they don't do that shit. But you did though. You did. You did. You did. Y'all be talking about where the children. Yeah. Meanwhile, you out there you took somebody else's child. Where the children? You took somebody else's child. Where the children? You took somebody else's child.
But I mean, you would hope and think like, yeah, you know, you see someone struggling in some capacity. Now, again, we know this is on a whole nother level and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, thank you for being willing to do what you are doing for her now and then do what you did for her then. Because, you know, obviously from what I'm hearing, you know, and again, I wasn't there for nothing, you know what I mean? But from what I'm hearing, it doesn't seem like there was anybody else that was willing to go the extra mile and do what you did. Like, I guess, like, they just said, walk the extra mile the way the Lord told us to do. Like, I know she tells about the lady that was in her childhood school that I guess ended up getting transferred or whatever case may be because I guess she got too close or whatever. But outside,
The lady is Shelly. The lady that was in her school that had no, she got fired. This Shelly. The fuck? What's wrong with this fucking interviewer? It's Shelly. Man, listen, I'm not telling y'all, this is what I don't want y'all to do. Do not go over to Miracles platform, the GSL, God, Sex, and Love platform on YouTube and comment. If you from my page, do not go over there and do that. Okay? Let's not do that. All right?
that it seemed like there was no other adult person willing to step in and like truly show her love, like truly show her like Christ, like truly, any of the things. And so I just have to, let you know. I say thank you again. I mean, I'm sure she thanks you all the time and stuff. I mean, it means more, I guess, coming from her because it's her story. But just as somebody just from the outside looking in, like, I just don't see anybody else in this testimony that has done what you've done. And, yeah, we all here love her now or stuff, but that's only because you put in all this work for her to even be still alive and, and stuff. So
it just is what needed. You know what I mean? It's the very least that I could do from the trauma that I saw and from all the hell that people were raining down on her. It was the very least that I could do. I don't look at it as, oh, you did this great thing. It's the basic compassion and it's basic.
Woman, shut your ass up. Why you think Stu Peters didn't want when Tori went on his podcast and she told exactly what happened to her with the celebrities and the people in the White House and all the allegedly all the other stuff? Why y'all think Stu? Because it's supposed to have been a part 2 to his podcast with her. Why you think Stu Peters didn't bring her ass back on his podcast? I'm gonna see how if y'all been keeping up. Why did Stu Peters bring Tori Outlaw back on this, Allie Carter back on this podcast for part 2? I'm gonna see if y'all been paying attention. Anybody? Don't y'all speak it. Damn, Shelly got me. Don't y'all speak at one time. Why didn't Stu Peters wanted her ass back on his platform? Roro said not credible. There were too many holes in her story because he knows she was lying. Edie said she wouldn't go to the police. That's one of the ones I was looking for right there. So Edie on YouTube says she wouldn't go to the police. Did y'all know Stu Peterson offered to get her help? And she would not go to the police? Did y'all know that? After he did her interview, she wouldn't accept it. That is correct. So once again, all of y'all that be talking about y'all believe this young lady, people have offered to get her some help and they have declined it all. That's why he didn't want her back on. That's why he didn't want her back on his platform, because he knew she was lying. And this right here was years ago, 4-5 years ago. He knew she was lying. But once again, let me see if I can finesse I can finesse a woman. So let me shut up. You said he didn't want to talk to me. Miss Outlaw said he didn't want to talk to her. He didn't do a part 2 though, Miss Outlaw. That's why she got mad and started crying over the internet, talking about she asked him to take her the video down. No. When you signed to do this interview and you got paid that money to do the interview, no, that interview is staying up. Peters paid for that. And the interview is there. It's out here forever. Folks don't realize when you put some shit on the internet, unless you know some very powerful people, when it's out there. You can't just take it back. You say he blocked you. Wow. Helen says Stu Peters is a joke. Edith said he gave her amazing police contacts. Wow. All right. Mrs. Outlaw says she emailed him.
kindness.
Yeah. I mean, it is. You're right. But when you the only one that did
Well,
it,
that's
when these young ladies,
it.
it seemed like you're the only one that did that, in that particular time. You know what I mean? And so, and that's crazy to think, like, she didn't really have any examples of love. She didn't have no, I mean, but that's what she's saying in her testimony. That's what I've heard her say all these years. And so, I know that even recently, I work at the church I go to now and stuff, and the kids ministry and we did a workshop not long ago. I'm gonna say maybe like last year, and one of the things they said is like a child just need one adult to
Yes.
be that trustworthy person in order to like thrive and like what I mean, and not like spiral down and stuff. I mean, I don't know, we seen your master's in psychology, so you know all this already, but I guess I was doing like the first aid training of recognizing things, and that was one of the things that just has really stood out to me, especially when I share y'all's story here and stuff like that. I'm just like always reminding people, be the one, man, be the one. Like,
that's a great message. That's a great message.
So I'm trying. I'll be listening. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying. So okay, so the psychology wasn't really working per se, right? And then you trying to be the hands and feet of Christ without going too far, without preaching, and stuff like that, right? And so somehow from there we are now here, right? Now, obviously, you've learned a wealth of knowledge about MK Ultra. You shared with us recently, some things about that. I mean, obviously, you done shared over the years as well. Plenty of content for y'all to go peruse and let marinate on your heart and soul and mind about that. But I definitely know, like I was telling you guys, or telling the people last time, that I know you really feel strongly about this side of the conversation, MK Ultra, the mind control, the different types of programming and things like that. And so how did you I guess come to understand about like the rest of this stuff, like the stuff that we've been taking in over the past 5 years? Like, how are you able to like get this understanding about, okay, this elite trafficking, this Russia thing, this all this type of stuff that we are now taking in? Like
there were so many odd things.
Eden, no, I have not showed that video. But when I cover the Stu Peters, when I do that whole podcast, I'll be sure to just remind me so I can add that to the live. No, I think I played that already. The when I mentioned Stu Peters, yeah, I did. YouTube only. That was YouTube only content.
We don't touch on, like, okay, so we got the trafficking over here, then satanic ritual abuse, and then MK Ultra. So that all kind of goes together as one unit. So she started having really weird things happen. She could be standing and she would just drop like a sack of potatoes, hit the floor, hit her head, bang into what.
Yeah, because you had her, boy.
Whatever was around, whatever furniture was around. I can't tell you how many times she hit her head, and I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, I got DID. I know a little bit about SRA. This is something else. There would be cars that would drive down the street and honk in a sequence, or sit across the street and honk.
Yeah, who did she get that from? Cars that will honk in the sequence. Where'd she get that line from? Let's see who's been paying attention. Where she got that line from, y'all? Drop it in the comments. Who did she hear say that? We played it the other day, y'all. We played it. Thank you, Edie. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Vic. I see what you're saying. Remember, Kathy. That's right. Kathy O'Brien said that. So Shelly is stealing her stories to program it to Allie and make Allie believe that she actually been through that stuff.
There would be weird phone calls. So all these weird things started happening, and it would kind of snap her into a different altar. It would drop her to the ground. It would. There was just so many weird things.
How come she never dropped when she was like when she go live? Every time she go live, we never seen her drop to the floor. When she's acting out, right? When she's being Teller or Maddie, we never seen her drop to the ground. And I'm talking about when y'all used to go live a lot. Not once we ever seen her drop to the ground.
Going on, I was like, okay, we're dealing with something else. Like, I understand demons. I've seen demons before. I've prayed and cast demons out before. I'm familiar with that. I'm not familiar with this other stuff. I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. So then I had there's no help, because if you might be able now today to find help with DID, and people are a little bit more aware. And when I was in school, it was non-existent. Now it's a little bit, people are starting to acknowledge that. But if you're looking for help with MK Ultra, they're going to look at you like you got 3 heads, like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I can't just go say, hey, she's got I think she's got MK Ultra because this, and that. That just wasn't a thing. So it was figure it out. She had an altar that came up one night. She was 13. So a lot of things for survivors happens like between 9 o'clock at night and 6 in the morning. So for the last, 15, 16 years, I've been up all night, every night, because when they do their rituals and when they do all that stuff, it's in the middle of the night. So though you might have some altars that function during the day, and then you got other altars that come up in the night to do rituals and things like that. So you can probably ask any survivor. Most of them are up all night long, just from that programming. So anyway, this new altar came up, and hi, do you know who I am? Who are you? How old are you? That kind of thing. So I started talking to her, and she goes to get a poster board and starts sketching out this schematic blueprint looking thing of what she knows of the internal structure. So with DID, you kind of just split. Like if there's a trauma, like if the house catches on fire right now, and it scares me enough that my adrenaline's pumping and I think I might lose my life, that might be enough to make me split. So it's too much sensory input for me. Like there's a fire, I got to get out, I'm going to die. That's too much for me. So God made us, made our brains to split off. So this other part can now carry some of that stress load. Does that make sense? In the church, at least in the Pentecostal church, we teach everybody that this split off part is a demon and it needs to be cast out. Well, that's a lie that the church has taught. I don't think they know better. But first of all, you can't cast out part of the psyche, which when a split happens, that's part of the psyche. You can't cast that out. It's not a demon. It's part of the person. I think of it as a safety valve now. When she first came, I'm thinking, okay, these are demons, we got to deal with that. That's the demonic stuff. But no, and the church does a lot of damage to survivors because they think everything is demons, and they're not understanding the DID, and there's really not understanding the MK Ultra. So they try to cast out parts of the psyche, which does a lot of damage to survivors. But she drew out this schematic of what it looks like on the inside for her. So each of the altars knows a part of the blueprint, the internal blueprint. The kids have told me before that there is a place that has a huge, it takes 3 people to lift it off the wall, blueprint of her internal structure. Down to, they create a whole internal structure. So if I had to describe Allie's to you as best I can, it would probably look like a 60-story apartment building. On each floor, you have doors and apartments where altars are in each one of those rooms. but it's a whole internal structure. So each one of the altars knows part of the blueprint. So if you have all the altars come together, they could draw out the whole big thing that somebody has. When they do auctions and that type of stuff, they auction off the altars and they will find, okay, I want to buy this altar in this quadrant, and they will put money down on that. When they do that, then those altars come up. So it's so in depth and disgusting at what's happened that was deliberately done. That's not just like there was a fire in the house and nobody could help it. The fire happened and the stress of that caused me to split. This isn't that. MK Ultra and Monarch programming is inflicting the fire or inflicting the trauma on purpose because you want the split and you're putting it in this blueprint where you want it so you can use it later, so you can traffic it later, so you can do whatever later. So they're kind of different things, but to do that to a child deliberately is the depth of evil we're talking about.
So I know we're going to probably get a little bit more into that, and maybe this will be a transition because this question, I feel like a lot of people, some these days may, like you said, know more about DID, and I think again we've been sharing, and I've been learning more from y'all and just the little research and stuff I've been doing about the whole MK Ultra thing. But I think a lot of times people may can relate to this, calling it not trying to look right from my mind, schizophrenia.
Uh-huh.
Right? So do you feel like that's a good way to help people understand that, or you feel like no, that's totally different, that's something else? Like, how do you feel about that?
I think schizophrenia is misdiagnosed a lot. I think they are diagnosing people with MK Ultra or DID under the as schizophrenic, because for DID or MK Ultra there is no treatment, there is no medication you can take. It's
Hold on, y'all. So she's associating DID with MK Ultra. So I'm reading up the the DID, right? Symptoms, treatments. I don't see MK Ultra no fucking where. This woman is crazy, y'all. This woman is crazy. You said also schizophrenia. This woman is crazy.
roll up your sleeves and get in the trenches, and we're going to be in for the long haul, processing and getting the altars to work together. And there is no quick fix for what's been torn apart. There is no just smash it all back together. There is no give them some medication. There's none of that. It's roll up your sleeves and get in the trenches. We in for the long haul. Schizophrenia, they have expensive medications that they can give to treat schizophrenia, which have adverse reactions on DID and MK Ultra, which will trigger schizophrenia. So I think schizophrenia is extremely misdiagnosed. I think if you were to go for each person that's diagnosed with schizophrenia and reassess them, I think you're going to find a lot that have DID and MK Ultra. Schizophrenia tells you, like for Allie, if somebody tells you they're hearing voices, you automatically think schizophrenia. But Allie's got 200 alters and they communicate on the inside. So yes, she's hearing voices. That's not schizophrenia.
She got 200 alters. She got 200 alters. 200. She got 200 different personalities. 200 people in her head. That Shelly Carter had a conversation with all 200 of her alters. Once again, you lying piece of shit. Listening to this shit in my headphones, I developed 17 alters. 17. I have 17 new personalities right now as we speak. And y'all finna hear one of them. I'm going to tell you right now, this is grade 5's altar number 17. Julio Fosway. Yes, I said it. Julio Fosway. I only come out at 2 a.m. I got bad knees, I got a bad thigh, and I got a bad neck. My favorite foods is a hot pizza with no crust. Fuck the crust. No crust. No crust. Fuck. So somebody answer the damn phone. I'm always hearing phones while I'm asleep. No crust. No. Answer the damn phone. You don't hear that? You don't hear that. Answer the fucking phone. I'm so sick of listening to this heifer in my ear. 200 fucking altars. Altar number 3. It's like, oh my gosh, my name is Becky, and oh my goodness, Great Vibes sent me here, and it's like we are so amazing together. Great Vibes is amazing to be on your platform. All right? Great Vibes, you are so fucking amazing. And this is Becky number 3. Check it out. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Becky. Good to have you. All right, go on now. All right, go on out the door. All right, see you. All right. All right, appreciate it, Shelly. Appreciate it. Love it. All right. Now I'm finna be a YN. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Come down the block. You know what I'm saying? Don't come. You know what I'm saying? Get this switch on your ass, little nigga. On God, little bro. I'm be walking up on my motherfucker homie like that. Fuck you mean, nigga? Just put some holes in your ass, Swiss cheese your ass, little nigga. On God, big bro. I'm coming around the block hanging like that. Alright, man. Alright, bro. Get your ass on up out of here. Go on. Alright. See you later. Close the door. Boy, I'm telling y'all, I got altars, man. I got altars. You said not the YE. I got altars. Boy. Yeah, Swiss cheese your ass. Yeah, that's what they be saying. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all, let's go.
Schizophrenia is when you hear the tree talking to you. So schizophrenia is on the outside of you, and but they misdiagnose a lot. If you're hearing voices, then they misdiagnose as schizophrenia. They're not accounting for DID or MK Ultra. Does that make sense?
Okay. I mean, you know, I thought about at one point like trying to go for psychology or something like that, but then I don't know if I took a class in high school or something, and then they were kind of saying like you couldn't give advice. It was one of those like you only listen type things or something like that. And I was like, well, I'll give an advice. So I was like, maybe I don't need to go for that or whatever. But I've always been curious, I guess, about people and maybe that.
Did y'all hear what the fuck she just say? See. But y'all believe Allie Carter. Huh. Okay.
I mean, I guess helps with my acting side and stuff too. You know.
The field of psychology and psychiatry is a very corrupt field. It's used a lot to keep MK Ultra people in check. If they come in, you know, I'm having so much trouble and I need help, then they kind of reset their programming and they kind of run interference to make sure that they don't tell too much and they don't get out. The field of psychology is very corrupt. Sigmund Freud, Erik Erikson, all those were doing experiments on children and molestation of children, and it's just a very corrupt field. And those are the people that are.
TikTok, this is for educational purposes only. We do not condone any of this behavior. Did y'all just hear the fuck what the fuck she just said? This for educational purposes only. We do not condone this behavior. All right, TikTok, we do not allow this behavior on my platform. So if anybody is a psychologist or that's thinking about getting into psychology, you heard what the fuck she just said. She didn't even practice her degree long enough to even know this shit. So she just made these accusations. Yep. She said it, not great vibes. And Miracle just sitting there looking lost as a motherfucker. Because she's getting views. So how dare she question Shelly?
That, you know what I mean? If you go for counseling or you go to get your degree, those are the heroes of psychology, and they're the ones that were doing child experiments and molestation. So it is what it is. Had I not got the diploma, it wouldn't have put me on the path to cross with her. So, you know what I mean? It wasn't really so much about the diploma, but it was a means to an end, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I guess I never got that deep to learn about Freud and all that because, you know, I just I remember taking it was sociology and then psychology. I like I said, I did consider it because it seemed like okay, getting to know people. Why? Because I'm always curious about like why do we do this or why do we do that or why?
Did she say high school? Yeah, I'm trying. Cause so much bullshit going through my headphones. Did she say high school? I want to make sure. Did she say high school? Shelly MK Ultra, this woman. Crystal said wrong. Schizophrenia, the voices are on the inside. Shit, if they were on the outside, y'all would be able to hear them. That is absolutely facts. Yep. So let your kids know now, if they want to go to school for psychology or any other, they can use their high school diploma and turn that motherfucker into a degree. Yep, you learn some new shit every damn. How the fuck your ass in fucking high school with a degree? Tell me how the fuck that shit works. Now, I know we got some damn high schools, some STEM programs where your ass can do that shit. But how the fuck can your ass do some shit like this on an everyday basis in high school? Tell me what the fuck we learned some shit like that from. I can't even reach my motherfucking mic. But y'all say y'all believe Allie Carter. Listen to the head of this fucking snake. Y'all, I'm tired. Man. Sorry, y'all. I'm just listening. I'm looking at your comments. Give me a second. Yes, that's what we have to watch out for listening to this. Miracle says she went to high school and took psychology. Miracle says she went to high school and took psychology. Miracle says she went to high school and took psychology. Miracle says she went to high school and took psychology. Look at Maria said, God damn it, we heard you. Nah, I want you to make that shit make sense. No, Tony, listen, I know you can do it as an elective, right? No, they are not giving out degrees in high school for psychology. The fuck we doing? Boy, this no child left behind bullshit. As y'all can see, these are the results. We gotta learn how to be on our children's ass and make sure that we're involved in our children. God damn it, shit. You say if they're giving out degrees in high school, you want your fucking money back. God damn it, me too. I don't know what money I'm going to get back, but I want something back. Reparations or some shit. Because we learned a lot from this fucking video. No, Detroit Katie, you say you took psychology in college. Her ass took it her freshman year in high school. Miracle Sims took it her freshman year when she took physical science. She took English 1. She took pre-algebra. And she took psychology. Her freshman year in high school.
I'm out like this, and that's happening. So I figured that it would help me to be able to understand that. But I never went deeper than high school. So I don't know if it'd been worth it to do it or not. But hey, I guess here we are. But I guess I do use those skills, I guess, when it comes to coaching, and then also when it comes to like acting and becoming other people in regards to performance. But I guess that's as deep as the Lord took me with it, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. That's how deep the Lord took you, because when your ass was in that movie, what's the name of that movie she was in? She's a failed actress, y'all. She was naked. She was, what's the name of that movie? That didn't even make it to Tubi. What's the name of that movie? Y'all, what's the name of that movie she was in, butt naked? I need some help, y'all. What's the name of that movie? She was in 2020. And she was naked. Butt ball naked. Do anybody remember? You said you forgot. God damn it. Shit. Strip. That's the name of it. Uh-huh. Yep. That's what that high school degree, that high school degree in psychology put your ass in a movie to be butt naked. Since you want to promote this behavior.
But you're on a whole nother level, right? You're into, you're letting us know about the MK Ultra, you're letting us know about all these things. So I guess this might be a good way to segue into some of the questions and whatnot that, have been asked. And I know this first one that I think, you kind of brought it up a little bit when it comes to, you say that people are, there's auctions and there's money being put down and things of that nature. So this was a question that popped up that you wanted to address. And this person is saying, next interview, please go in depth with who programs the codes and are selling the codes to the perps, please. And so you feel like that's a good segue?
There we go. Good job. That's a really in-depth question. Allie's been trafficked at every level. She's been trafficked at low level, out of cars, how you would think of prostitution, trafficking out of cars for small jobs. She's been trafficked all the way up to the elite. So it costs money to pull codes for certain altars. So, for instance, if you are someone that likes to have sex with 5-year-old little black kids,
See, y'all not understanding what's going on here. Y'all, sorry about that, y'all. I'm just frustrated right now. Okay, y'all. Let's say that if this is true, who's pulling the codes and who's collecting the money? Yeah, Tori. Yeah, you. I mean, Tony, you're right. Let's start right there. Who's pulling these mental codes and who's collecting the money? Great question. Number two is you said so. Let's give an example here. What if they want to pull a code for a small black child? Let's continue.
They can go to the blueprint and find the one in the quadrant on the blueprint and say, I want to put money on that, get the code in return, and then that person can come and find Allie, call those codes, and that little 5-year-old kid will come up that they have paid to molest.
Who got the blueprint? Oh, what the fuck is she talking? Who who got the blueprint? Who's walking around with the blueprint? What the fuck is she talking about? Who? Wait, what? No, 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 no. EA, you confused. God damn it, my head hurts. Who the fuck is holding on to these blueprints? And I'm just trying to pause it so TikTok won't take us down. Boy.
Or traffic. It's MK is like it's a lot of things, but it's like almost like a smorgasbord of sexual perversions that they've programmed into the survivor. If you want to have sex with a teenage boy, even though
If y'all notice, everything that she's saying is underage. Everything that she's talking about is underage. Listen, Tony, we know MK Ultra is not like that. We know that. Trust me. Trust me. Thank you for putting that in the comments, though. It's funny how she keep talking about that and promoting that, and Miracle is not even addressing that particular elephant in the room, and she's a mother. It's something Ranny. I'm gonna show y'all this. So y'all know the Alley's Army. I mean the '90s, the Alley's Angels. Put a one in the comments if you know what I'm talking about with the Alley's Angels. Let me show y'all this. Hold on. Okay, hold on, y'all. Just hold on, cause we already talked about Pastor Reeves, right? How his ass was charged. It's one in particular that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna let this keep playing till I find it.
Allie's a girl, there will be teenage boys on in her programming that they can call up, like infant babies, like, you know what I mean. So it's, if you think about it from the eyes of a trafficker, um, if you just have a prostitute that you're selling, um, and she's blonde with blue eyes, you can only sell her to whoever wants to buy a blonde with blue eyes. But if you have an MK Ultra survivor, you can pull up hundreds of different alters, infants, teenagers, any race, any nationality. You can pull those up out of there and traffic that way. So does that make sense? There's like, instead of just having one item that you can traffic, you have hundreds in an MK survivor.
But I guess I'm wondering, like, I guess based on that question too. Well, do you all have any idea of like who did this to Allie, or you know what I mean? Like, how did? Because I guess like this program, I understand coding, right? And well, my husband probably understands it way more because he's a coder. Well, I understand it has something to do with some codes and computers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I understand like I guess programming is along those same lines, and I understand what trafficking means and stuff. But I guess I don't understand personally what it means as a human being coded, and you know what I mean, and a human being trafficked mentally and things of that nature. So I guess the question is like, well, who is doing that? And then maybe the next one, how, and maybe what, you know, all the regular questions, who, what, why.
I still have a lot of those questions, and I don't have a lot of clear answers on that. It's my understanding that the grandfather was Navy, and from the history, Navy and Army played a heavy part in military programming of MK slaves.
If you just heard that, y'all the fuck she just wow. Just blame the grandfather. Thank you, SC. She just completely blame this woman's father. Do y'all see the disrespect, man? God damn. And this woman ain't saying nothing. God damn. Boy, the disrespect, man.
So there's that. What was the other question? The who and the why and the how. From what I've seen, when a child is being split, so let's take that 3-month-old baby. We have the 3-month-old CPS reports. I've seen that there's a 3-month-old alter.
First of all, hold on, y'all. My battery going dead on my headphones. First of all, so y'all hear this right here? 3-month-old alter. Y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? The 3-month-old alter. All right. The 3-month-old alter. 3 months old, y'all. She got the 3-month-old CPS report. CPS report. Now the question is, and I suppose it's already, who wrote the report? Did CPS write the report? Or did Shelley write the report? I'm just asking a question. So for y'all dumbasses to say, oh, well, stuff happened to her at 3 months, it's reports out there. Who wrote the report? Because if something happened to her at 3 months, it would have been followed up with a police report attached to that particular statement or that file. And that meaning charges would have been brought up against the perpetrator or any individuals that was involved with it. Names, birthdays, addresses, time, place of events. People are not using their heads. CPS reports. No, Shelley, it's what you wrote.
It identified by the distinct newborn cry that a newborn has. So if they're programming and they're splitting a 3-month-old alter, they will inflict trauma. So if you think of a 3-month-old baby being raped or molested, that's too much sensory, that's too much pain, that's too much of things that shouldn't be happening, too much evil. When that baby, like the house fire, can't take any more in their little brain, a part splits off. The MK Ultra programmers know how the split second that it splits, they can tell because they know what they're looking for. So they see as soon as that splits off, they grab that part of the psyche, which is essentially a clean slate. So if you think of it like a chalkboard, when the baby's here and it splits, now you have a blank chalkboard. They write a code on it. They determine what it's going to be. So maybe it's a Hispanic 3-month-old, or maybe it's a Chinese 3-month-old. They write a code and a script for it, and then they tuck it away in the psyche, and then they can call it up again by calling that code. So if somebody wants a Hispanic baby, then they can call that baby up for a buyer that wants a Hispanic kid. The kicker is when a buyer comes, they can see those alters. So when Allie is on live with you all, a lot of her enemies sit in the audience. They can see which altars are up. I don't know how. There's got to be some evil involved. But, you know, I know her, and I can tell, I know their mannerisms.
Y'all, boy, I can't even sit still. Boy.
I know the fluctuation in the voice. If somebody's drinking Coke, then I know, well, so and so doesn't like Coke, so it's not her. You know what I mean? I can deduct of who might be up, but sitting through a screen, they can tell who's up. So there's a lot. They program the survivors the way you program a computer, and that's a whole other story for another day. But they have technologies that will blow your mind. They use your psyche, they use your spirit, they use satanic.
Y'all, first of all, who the fuck is they? Y'all, who is she talking about? When Allie go live, they are in the audience watching, and they have the codes to her altars, so they know which altar is up talking.
Rituals, they use a lot of things all combined together to get the result that they want. Allie, for instance, one of the questions that people were trying to drag me a little bit over was that I changed her name, and that's an altar, and yada yada yada. What people aren't understanding is that I don't think Allie has a core personality. With DID, so go back to the analogy of the fire in the house.
Ma'am, you took it from her. Her core personality is Tori Tashina Outlaw. You took that from her and provided her an altar with Allison Leilani Carter. So don't sit here and just try to push that shit on us. That's why I posted the video. She said, I want y'all to meet my altars. And I played the video of the altars. She said the first one was Allison, which is Allie. The first one. The third one or the fourth one was Leilani. So don't sit here and say what we said. No, this is what y'all said. You fucking Hulk Hogan looking motherfucker.
I'm sitting here. You know me. I'm Shelly. That's my core personality. That's who I was raised to be by my parents. But a trauma comes, a fire in the house comes. It's too much stress on my brain, too much stress on my psyche, so I split. So now I have my core personality and I have a split. A lot of people.
My bad, y'all. That slipped out of my. That was my altar speaking. That was my altar. My altar. Just, God damn it. What the fuck is she showing?
I think it was the one prior. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
so a lot of people think that.
Okay, y'all. So this is what Akita put. This is Akita's. Okay. Hold on. So Akita went over there and put this question up. All right. Watch Shelly not address her question in its entirety. I'm gonna read what it say. So Akita went over there and said, if Allie Carter is not her birth name, if Allie Carter is not her birth name, and she supposedly developed altars, any name she assumes after her birth name is an altar. Allie Carter, in quotations, is an altar in all caps. If she experienced trauma as the name of Allie Carter, you are abusing her to keep her. I mean, to you are that shit is blurry as fuck. You are abusing her to keep referring to her alter name, keeping her in a state of trauma. You are exposing her, intentionally causing harm. If if Amy is born and she, damn, this shit blurry, disassociates to have an alter personality named Sam, you don't call Amy Sam. You call her Amy to wake her up. Therefore, it is harmful malpractice for Shelley to call Tori Tashina Outlaw the name of her alter. The treatment is to treat and heal Tori Tashina Outlaw. Allie Carter is an alter. That shit was blurry as hell. Now let's see if Shelley gonna address this.
Your core personality in a split. With MK Ultra, they start splitting the kids in the womb. I don't have proof of this for Allie.
I'm gonna play that one more time.
The split. With MK Ultra, they start splitting the kids in the womb.
Y'all, let me address this. Hold on. You mean to tell me that the programmers start splitting an unborn child in the womb of their mother? Are you kidding? Wow. Are you serious? They start controlling the child. Milko said, great vibes. Do you think the interviewer could be faking it, in quotation marks, feigning ignorance, when she knows it was Shelley? Milko's, to be honest with you, I think this interviewer is lost as a box of nails, because she keeps saying I can't believe I have you here on my show. So when you got somebody that's in awe, it's good to have you here. Meaning you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, because it's bringing me views and money. So I'm really not paying attention. I'm just worried about how many views this motherfucker is going to hit the moment I post this interview. Because I'm just in awe just to have you here in my presence. So this interviewer right here, right above Shelley, that woman about, boy, I almost said, I'm not telling y'all to go over to the GSL website. I mean, YouTube channel, God, Sex, and Love. I'm not telling y'all to go over there and comment on her videos. with Allie and Shelly. I'm not telling y'all to do that because we don't do that over here. So please do not go over to her website, to her YouTube channel, God, Sex, and Love, and comment on her videos with Allie and Shelly. Do not do that. We do not condone that behavior over here.
I don't have proof of this for Allie, that it happened, but I'm adding together the fact that she was already being split at 3 months old. There is a 3-month-old alter. In the entire time that Allie has been with me, I have never seen a core personality. So at what age does a child develop their personality?
I told y'all. She just told y'all. She just told y'all. So this 3-month-old child that she talking about she got CPS reports on that was messed with or touched was an alter. She just told y'all that. So she wrote a CPS report on a 3-month-old alter. So at 3 months, she got DX with DID. According to Shelly, yeah. It was part of the whole MK Ultra programming. At 3 months. So for y'all dumbasses that's going around talking about, oh, Ellie, they got reports when she was missed, when she was fondled on at 3 months. Who made the report? If the mother still have custody of her children, which we already showed proof of that, right? If the mother still got proof of who made the report, y'all just believe any damn thing somebody say. My goodness.
3 or 4 months. So if she was already being split prior to that, they destroyed anything that could resemble a core personality, and everything that you and I deal with regarding Allie is all alters. I've not found a core personality in her system. They're all alters. So this says, let me go through this one. It says, Allie Carter is not her birth name. Yes, we've stated that repeatedly. Her birth name was Tori Tashina Outlaw.
Yeah.
When I was about to adopt her, she decided she didn't want any ties to the Outlaw family. She didn't want the name. She wanted nothing to do with them, and she chose a new name. Her name was originally going to be Leilani Carter. Leilani means beautiful woman of God. That was her name. Leilani is 14. Leilani was the caretaker for the system. Right before the adoption, Allie came up, and Allie became the new caretaker. Leilani handed over her keys. That's a whole other story for another day, but internally they have jobs that they're supposed to do. So Allie stepped in for Leilani as the caretaker. So we kept Leilani and we added the name Allison. So her name is Allison Leilani Carter. It's because Leilani was initially the caretaker. In the middle, right when we were changing the name, Allie came up and became the caretaker. Allie is an alter. Leilani is an alter. You guys know.
I told y'all this shit. I told y'all, Allie Carter is not her real name. It's an alter. But boy, y'all, so far you're asking, so who is her mother? Who is her mother? Her mother is in the chat right now. Her mother been chatting the whole time. Who is she? So her real name is it's not Allie Carter, it's Tori Tashina Outlaw. Her mother is Miss Outlaw. Her mother gave me the green light. Her mother told me to do this to expose her daughter and Shelly. So that's why I've been on their asses like this. So I don't know if she's still in the chat now, but I will pin one of her comments right here where she said, "My God." That's one of her comments. Yeah, okay, there she right there. There she go right there. I'm here. She's in the chat. That's her real mother. Okay. All right. You said what time stamp is that? That time stamp is just do the time stamp at an hour and 19 minutes and 40 seconds. Start there. 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 40 seconds. Now y'all just heard, she just admitted. We're going to play that one more time for the people in the back. 119. Allie Carter is not her real name. Let's go.
Leilani was initially the caretaker. In the middle, right when we were changing the name, Allie came up and became the caretaker. Allie is an alter. Leilani is an alter. You guys know Taya and Maddie, they're all alters.
There it is right there. Allie Carter is not a real name. I mean, I don't know what else y'all want. Let's continue.
I've not found a core personality because with the MK, they crushed that out of her as an infant, probably in the womb. I can't prove that it was in the womb, but they start in the womb to see if the baby can hold the splits, the splitting of the mind.
What?
So they will do that by putting shocks on the mother's belly. They will do that by having the mother drink caustic or acidic or drink things that will irritate the baby on the inside. They do it by inflicting pain with poking with needles.
Who? What? Where? Who? What hospital is doing this? What? Okay, yo, what hospital is doing this? So we can report these nurses and these doctors right now in labor and delivery. What doctor or nurse that's prepping for the doctor, who's doing this? Watch this right here. Miss Outlaw, was you poked with needles and had electrolytes, low probes and shit going through your stomach? Did they hog tie you while you was in that bed with your leg jacked up in the air? You know how they be, when the mother's about to push out the baby, they put the legs in the air and shit. And the mama be squeezing the fuck out of the father's hand. He be coming up with this shit right here. He be fucking hand and shit. Motherfucker can't even say hand. Miss Outlaw, ma'am, we asking you a question. Did the doctor poke your ass with needles to fuck up the baby? To split the personalities? Wow, she said hell no. Oh, she commented. Okay, my bad. There it is. She said hell no. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pin your comment. All right. There it is. All right. I mean, I don't know what else. So what the fuck is Shelly talking about? What the hell is Shelly talking about? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go.
To see, again, like the fire analogy, to see if they can get that adrenaline and that stress state up to a certain amount so the baby splits. They're already looking in the womb to see if the baby can hold a split.
They're looking in the womb to see if the baby can hold a split. So you mean to tell me they could see that through an ultrasound to see if the baby is holding a split? You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. This shit is getting gooder, and that woman Miracle ain't asking no fucking questions. Miracle just sitting there and just taking the shit in. T-Boy says Shelly mine is gone. You said, dang, I didn't know ultrasounds read brain waves too. Man, you once again, what, man, boy?
You have to have a higher IQ to be able to hold a split. If you can't hold a split of the personality,
I love it. Randy just asked a question. Hold on, first, Major said this is absurd. See, y'all, Major Milko, this is a black dude, right? This is what he put in the comments on YouTube. This is what his first three letters. I mean, first three words. This is absurd. I ain't never went to a family cookout and heard a black dude say, "This is absurd. This is absurd." What are we talking about here? This is not how you play dominoes. You play dominoes like this. Do you want to play spades? No, that's not how you play chess. This is absurd. That's the first three words he put. This is absurd. There is diagnostic category for this psychiatric illness, but because Shelly has no idea what the hell she is doing, she is going to experiment on Tori. Thank you so much, Major. Randy also said, if LaRonda was so awful, and I want y'all to listen to this, for y'all the ones that would like to talk about her biological mother so much and say that she was this horrible mother, she was this horrible person, watch this question Randy posted on YouTube. She said, if LaRonda was so awful, why didn't Shelly go rescue all the other 5 daughters? I would love to hear the answer to that shit. If Tori's mother was so bad, why didn't Shelly go grab the other 5 daughters? That's a great question. Damn, that's a damn good ass question.
a lot of times people will go crazy or be in a vegetative state or different things like that. So it is my belief that they started trying to split Allie in the womb before she was even born. I have one of the survivors that I talked to. She was being raped. She was being born breech, and she was being raped as she was being birthed. So there.
no. Y'all, give me a second. Y'all, just give me a second here. Let me make sure I hear this shit again. All right. Let me make sure I hear this shit again. 1:30. Hold on. 25 seconds. Hold on. Is this it?
So I can't morally just sit back and stay quiet when I know you have a kid, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so-and-so has a kid and this person over here has a kid. Like, I can't keep that secret. I didn't know if Allie would ever get to the point where she would speak.
Hold on. I must have missed it. Hold on.
There's a bunch of kids there, you know, and all this different type of stuff. And yes, there's still going to be some type of exposure or whatever at some point and stuff. But at least these things.
Shut your ass up. Here it is. Cause this went. Now notice when Akita posted her question, Miracle. She started. Shelly got to the first sentence, and Miracle took the question down.
To see if they can get that adrenaline and that stress state up to a certain amount.
Took her question down. See, that's why I tell y'all, questions that needs to be asked, Miracle will not, she will give damn options on what to answer and what not to answer. Now look how she looking. Like, why you take her question down? You great promoter. Allegedly.
So the baby splits. They're already looking in the womb to see if the baby can hold a split. You have to have a higher IQ to be able to hold a split. If you can't hold a split of the person.
So a baby could come out with a high IQ. Okay. All right. Okay. Appreciate it.
Personality. A lot of times people will go crazy or be in a vegetative state or different things like that.
So you mean to tell me that, so why the hell excuse my French, y'all can take this the way y'all want to take it. Well, why in the hell a lot of our kids are dumb as hell? So you said either you have a high IQ or you have a vegetative state. Vegetative states is babies that don't make it. They don't make it. They got funerals. They have funerals. Okay, funerals. So I don't know if she's talking about mentally or physically. So if my baby ain't a vegetables, that means all my kids are dumb as fuck. This is what I'm getting from this shit. Gotta have a talk with my kids. Just tell them their father has failed them, and I would do next better than okay.
So it is my belief that they started trying to split Allie in the womb before she was even born.
They did.
I have.
Yes, Miss Outlaw. They tried to split your daughter while she was in your womb. Now, who the fuck is they? We don't know, but they tried it. Let's go.
One of the survivors that I talked to, she was.
Y'all listen up. Listen up. I need everybody to turn your volumes up. All right. If you were at work, in the cubicle, anywhere, turn this up so your boss can hear this. There's some shit none of us didn't know until now. Let's go.
Being raped. She was being born breech and she was being raped as she was being birthed. So there.
You watch your kids. When you pushing your kid out, you make sure that the doctors do not stick their hand up their birth canal and touch your child. When you're propped up on that birthing bed, and you pushing your baby out, you make sure that doctor do not stick his hand up that birth canal. While the baby is coming one way, the doctor's hand is going the other way. Both of them need to fit in that birth canal while the mother is hollering and screaming to try to get, while she's trying to push one out, the other one is being sucked in. You can't file no police report on that because the baby ain't got no name legally and the baby is not here yet. There isn't no police report you can make on a baby being touched like that in a birth canal. It don't exist. No name, no crime. So doctors, if you are watching, stop raping these kids in the birth canal.
Already starting to do those things to the kids. That's why I am so passionate, and so you guys have got to understand the evil that's being done to our children. That's on us. If we're not standing up and fighting for them and getting in the trenches and doing whatever we need, that's on us. We can't allow that to happen to our kids.
I'm, as a mom, I'm right there with you. I'm doing everything I can to try to protect my son, and even still, obviously there's still things I know that I can't like shield him from the world and things of that nature. But like, I think obviously there's a lot of reasons I resonate with y'all, but I mean, it's because of y'all that my son is in the homeschool situation that he's in right now. Like,
what the fuck you just say, Miracle? What the fuck, yo? It's because of Shelly, your son is in homeschool. Fathers, when your baby mama or your wives is giving birth, you make sure that your ass is off work. I want you standing there. This is the vagina. I want you standing there looking at it. While she pushing, I want you looking at that thing. If the doctor's hand come over there to help out, you slap it. You're not graping this one. You just look at that child. If you want to open it up, holler in there, tell that child to hurry up, or don't come out here with that bullshit, you can do that. But keep that doctor's hand away and you just stare at that hole. y'all got to remember, babies are born head first. The majority of them. You got a few that will try to come the other way. That's when they will execute the cesarean. All right? For you all that don't know, that's the C-section. But for most babies, it's head first. So how in the hell is the doctor reaching up in there and going around to do something? Make that shit make sense. She said the breech baby was, that's exactly what she said. And in another video we showed, she said that the doctors be saying the child in the canal.
Just all those things that kind of put me more on guard to say, okay, let me be hands-on. Let me see what he's learning. Like, let me, make sure, because like, and I know that, yes, he got to spend time with the grandparents, and yes, we go to church and there's a bunch of kids there, and all this different type of stuff. And yes, there's still going to be some type of exposure or whatever at some point and stuff. But at least these things, like, by the grace of God, I just, really rebuked from his life. I really would love, like, if he, just could stay as wholesome as possible, and stuff. And I'm not acting like he's just some perfect kid or something, but like, every now and then, I'm just trying to keep him as much on the straight and narrow as I can, because it's a lot going on in these days and times. And so, but yeah, so
a lot of people don't understand what our mission is really. They say, well, you're not jumping in the tunnels and saving kids. It doesn't work like that. Our hands are tied in a lot of areas of what we can do, but the one thing that we can do.
Well, how in the hell your ass know they down there? Stop going off what you reading or what you heard somebody say. How the fuck you know they're down there? Because once again, you had one of Allie Alters to say some dumbass shit like that. That she was trafficked and moved through some tunnels. That was an Alter speaking.
Is I can tell you, hey, watch your kid, there's a problem. You don't know to protect your kid from a wolf outside the door. If somebody doesn't tell you there's a wolf outside the door, you know what I mean? You don't know how to take those precautions. And that's the best thing that I can do, because it sound the alarm. You know, I can tell you all day what Oprah did to Allie, but your son's probably not going to cross paths with her, but he will.
Wait, what the fuck she just say? Whoa, 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 whoa. I missed that one. Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What she say about Oprah?
You know, I can tell you all day what Oprah did to Allie, but your son's probably not going to cross paths with her, but he will cross paths with the neighbor, or somebody at church, or and that's where the predators are just as much as the elite. So
There it is. So when Tori alleged that Oprah was there and all that stuff, and she did all this stuff with Oprah, shit. Let me rewind this one more time. I want to make sure I heard this correctly.
probably not going to cross paths with her, but he will cross paths with the neighbor, or some precautions, and that's the best thing that I can do, because it sound the alarm. I can tell you all day what Oprah did to Allie, but your son's probably not going to cross paths with her, but he will cross paths with the neighbor, or somebody at church, or and that's where the
so she's talking about somebody else. She said I can. Okay, so she's saying that Allie crossed paths with Oprah, but once again, that Allie is an altar. Allie doesn't exist. So Oprah never crossed paths with Tori Outlaw. Just simple as that.
predators are just as much as the elite. So
yeah, I mean, and that's one thing we're always sharing and saying here. I guess on y'all's behalf and stuff. Because I'm like, we keep having these conversations and the questions and obviously some of these comments and things like that. And it's like, okay, y'all are missing the big picture. At the end of the day, like, let's say none of this stuff that Miss Shelley told us tonight ain't true. Fine. But guess what? Children are being abused and people are going missing. So I'll.
Okay, so y'all just heard it from this interview. She said, what if this stuff ain't true, what she's saying? But kids are still being abused and kids are still being missing. Did you just what the fuck you just say? I'm not telling y'all to go over there to God, Sex, and Love YouTube page to comment on this video. I'm not telling y'all to do that because I don't want y'all to do that. I don't want y'all to do that. Do not go over there. All right?
I'm saying is, hearing Allie's testimony gave me a better insight of what's happening to the missing people because I keep seeing them. I've been posting a lot more lately. And then lately, I mean, one of my last posts that I posted another like missing lady, I was like, respectfully, we can stop debating about Allie at this point. Like, people are missing right now. Like, I mean,
ain't nobody debating about Allie, dumbass. Nobody is debating. How can you debate a lie? If we're catching her in two different videos saying different shit that happened around the same area, around the same time, how the fuck is that a debate? A lie is a lie. So now you trying to defend a lie. Boy, you sound stupid.
Like, the fact that I done posted like handfuls of people that are missing right now, men, women, and children. I mean, my goodness, like, can we get behind that? Like, can we figure out what's happening with this? Because,
right,
God forbid they're going through the things that Allie testimony, said that she went through. So, so anyway.
And morally, I can't just sit back and not say anything.
See, as y'all can see, I told y'all, her emotions are so tied up into this garbage, this nonsense, to where she don't want to see the possibilities. It's because I became so close with these two, I want to believe everything that they're saying. I'm not going to challenge that. So I'm going to just let her just speak. If she can't speak nowhere else, she got my platform to speak on. Whether she's telling the truth or is she lying, she can speak over here.
From the things that I've gone through with Allie and the things that I've seen and witnessed myself, I can't morally just sit back and stay quiet when I know you have a kid, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so-and-so has a kid and this person over here has a kid. Like, I can't keep that secret. I didn't know if Allie would ever get to the point where she would speak. Just how traumatic things were and how traumatized she was. I didn't know. I honestly didn't think she would ever get to the point where she would speak the way she is now. I started years ago. We've been speaking publicly for 5 years, but prior to that, I was posting on Facebook, like, look, stuff's going on. And because that was the only other thing I could do until she was ready to speak.
If you were her caretaker, once again, why did you go to the police? Why did you get her some, mental evaluation? Seek out some treatment. You lied and say that you called people 3 states over. You've been lying this whole interview. You just been talking out just running her fucking mouth. And you let this untreated wound go untreated this long. That's why Tori is talking the way she's talking. This is why Allie Carter has freelance speech the way she has it. It's because of you. Not once you don't even talk to you speak to Tori. Not once you speak to Tori, Tashina Outlaw. You always speaking to her altar. You referencing her by her altar. You allow her altar to do all the talking and moving, sticking and jiving. The whole time Tori's on the inside yelling, I'm here to, I need help. But you keep suppressing me.
But I can't be quiet if I see your kid heading for trouble or danger. Like I can't be quiet about that because I don't want your kid to go through what she went through.
Exactly, and so
that's it. That's all.
So Randy just put they haven't addressed having a charged pedo named Andrew D. Reeves in their Alley's army, and it's a few others in their Alley's army that have been charged with child moving around, TRAFF, yeah, and mess with underage children. That's part of the Alley's army and the Alley's angels. Because for Miracle, remember they met you the same year you did that movie Butt Ass Naked. Should that tell you something? Elena, do you remember me doing that live on YouTube about that pastor? Posted the picture of him, what he was charged with and everything. The same pastor that she called part of her, her angels. Oh my goodness, who the fuck who just gave that? Meta, thank you so much for the glowing jellyfish. Yeah. And Randy, she also posted on her YouTube. You saying Hawkeye is the new daddy that threatened LaRonda. So this Hawkeye guy that I'm going to deal with on another live, right? The new baby dad in town. The one thing is funny because I'm still writing on my notes on that one. What's funny about that one is when Tori said he's going to adopt me legally. If that's the case, your ass is a grown ass woman. And you said Shelly already adopted you. So how the fuck somebody else is going to come in and adopt you too at the age of 31? Wait till I do the live video on that shit. Yes, I have looked into Hawkeye already. It's been shit. I've been looking into Hawkeye for the last 2 months. But I still got some missing pieces before I actually cover a live on him.
Exactly. Well, thank God for y'all, and thank God that she got, I guess the boldness to go ahead and speak. So I am curious. I mean, I know you probably like, girl, listen, it's been hours, so you can let me know when you're like, actually, I'm ready to wrap it up. But I did wonder, like, so
no, you should have wrapped your mouth up. You should have shut your ass up. Because if you was paying attention to anything she was saying, you would guard yourself, your mind, and your family away from this pedo.
That there was these altars, and you're saying that there was no, main, I guess, I can't remember the exact way you said it, so my apologies, but I like core personality. Core personality. So who do you think was talking to you when y'all met? Like, or was it different people talking
different.
to you? They were
different.
different every time.
Taya is 12. There was a 10-year-old that was coming up. They were switching a lot. I don't know if everybody's MK Ultra and DID work like Allie's, but she can switch in the middle of a conversation. Unless you know what you're seeing, you wouldn't.
First of all, y'all, if y'all know, listen, alters don't switch up like that. Alters do not switch like that if you got DID. They do not switch like that. I researched that shit a little bit. It do not switch like that.
Recognize it. But yeah, I was dealing with a lot of different alters.
Okay. Oh, I was just wondering. I mean, I guess like looking back, were you able to like kind of pinpoint like, oh, so got it, you know? I mean, do you want to address these other questions, or are you kind of how you feel?
We can.
The questions that are being presented, y'all see this right here? She's giving her the option to answer these questions. You don't have to. How do you feel about it? I told y'all you can't make this shit up.
Yeah, if you want to throw them up, I'll try to go real quick.
Okay. So, well, here was one. Well, they're saying that she's talking about herself, and then they're saying, I guess she doesn't look like she would be in the same circles with their.
Okay,
celebrities.
let me.
She didn't. No. Oh, Miracle, you asshole. She didn't even read the fucking question. The question said, Allie Carter talking points, 60% negative herself, 39% other people's stories experience, i.e. Cassie, Britney Spears, 1% the children. So she pretty much saying that, hey, she's talking about somebody else's stories that she been through. Miracle didn't say that. Miracle barely said the first and then dropped down to the second question.
Allie can only tell you what she's experienced. And that's why she's talking about her experiences, because she can't speak on anything else. So that's a fair statement. It says 39% of other people's stories, like Britney or whatever. The reason Allie would reference Britney Spears is because you guys are also seeing Britney with videos that are very erratic. So when she's referencing other people like Britney, it's to show you the patterns. This is what's going on, and this is what you're seeing. And you're seeing that because Allie goes through the same thing. When Britney's dancing erratically on those videos, you're seeing different alters. So there's a reason, and there's a means and a reason why she's doing that. And then the other percent, the children, our whole message has been for the children. It is not about raising money. It is not about sitting on this camera. I can't stand sitting in front of the camera, but I love your kid and I care about you and your kid enough to do the things that are uncomfortable for me, because I don't want your kid to be having nightmares and having alters and having all these things that Allie has. So Allie's not, I guess what you're saying is not pretty enough to be a millionaire's arm candy. Again, you're not managing your expectations and perceptions. It's not about that. If somebody is a millionaire and Allie was trafficked to the elite, they are not buying Allie per se, but they are buying probably the little kid alters or the 12-year-old alter. Or
So Diddy bought the 12-year-old altar. Snoop Dogg bought the 12-year-old altar. That's what the fuck you just said. All these millions of beautiful, gorgeous women that we've seen Diddy with, he decided to do that. You know Diddy has a type? Oh, wait a minute. First of all, you know Diddy is a billionaire, right? Diddy has a type. You mean to tell me that he hit you up and order an altar? Because who else is who they're making these orders to? And she's in your possession. She's with you, Shelly. So you mean to tell me Diddy and everybody else called you up and ordered a child, an altar child? They know to hit you up. Yep, that's what we're doing. Randy, stop laughing at me. Death.
They're buying something else than what you're seeing. The other explanation for arm candy is Allie was used often to carry suitcases of cash, drugs, weapons, and they will hire people as arm candy to do that, because if that person gets caught with the suitcase of drugs or weapons.
So you mean to tell me Allie worked as a mob boss? I mean, she worked with the mob bosses now? You? So, yeah, Randy, listen, Randy, listen to me, y'all. Listen, everybody, just listen. Let's be serious with this. So you mean to tell me that Allie carried around cash, rugs, weapons, all this stuff, and they let her go, and she's freely on the internet just talking? Is that how that works? She did all this stuff for the elites, and she just on the internet running her mouth. That's what we're doing. Okay. And Randy says, so, and when was she at Epstein's Island? He said we got to get that Diddy case reopened, and Allie has to testify ASAP. Boy, Diddy gonna go up there and say, who the fuck is this bitch? I don't know this woman. I don't know who she is. But once again, they snitching on themselves.
They're not in trouble. Allie's expendable. So your thinking is this: you have to step back again and look at the bigger picture of what's what.
And I mean, I think most of us are telling our testimonies, right? And most of us use other references to help people understand what we're talking about. Like, I mean, it's just very interesting how people have all these critiques and coaching and all this type of stuff that they want to do. Other than, I don't know, help stand for children, I guess. Okay, here's the next one, Miss Shelley. Is that the same one? Wait, my bad. What about this one? Okay.
Not alleging one incident by one person. She claims to have decades of proof. Okay, let's talk about the proof situation. What constitutes proof of a survivor being trafficked, raped, tortured, MK'd? What constitutes proof for you? First of all, we've released a lot of things. We've released CPS papers. We've released a lot of things.
See, there she go again, y'all. She keeps talking about CPS papers. The same papers that she's referring to is the papers, the report she made. Not anyone else. No other caseworker. No one. Shelley made these reports. Nobody is.
As far as proofs, are you looking for a porn video? What exactly are you looking for that would convince you? Second of all, some of those proofs are tattoos, birthmarks, Some people have hermaphrodite, which means they have both genitals, a vagina and a penis. Would that be enough proof? If Allie tells you that she was trafficked to somebody that is a hermaphrodite, you're not able to prove that. She can say it to you.
Meta, thank you so much for your gift. Meta, #1 gifter. Peanut, second gifter. Elena, thank you. Blue Marvel, Christy, Angela Blue, Mermaid for Life, Jazzy G, Akita, and Pammy are the top 10 gifters. Thank y'all so much. Everybody else, EA, Michelle, Marie, Tony, Latonya, Lisa, T-Boy, Branson, Latasha, Detroit, Vicky, and the rest of you all, thank y'all so much. I have to let that sit in, y'all. Okay, I have to let that sit in so we don't get banned on TikTok. Yes, Akita, she do say sick shit to scare people. And you got people that believes this shit.
But unless you're going to go find that person and pull their pants down, you're not able to prove that. So what exactly are you looking for? And are you in a position of power to do something about it? No. So I don't know what you want.
Right. Let's see. Here's the next one there.
Be suspicious and question everything except us. Again, we've said repeatedly to question us. We are not above being questioned. I will answer. If you want to get my email information or tag in off of Allie's Army and get a message to our admin, I will take all the time in the world to answer any question that you have. Because I know and I understand that you need to understand to protect your kids. So I will be so patient, and we've always been open to answering any questions. The last one, when I say people don't understand, if you, let me say, first of all, I apologize if anything that I'm saying or doing comes across as condescending, sarcastic, that I think I'm smarter than you. I don't at all. When I'm saying you don't understand, I'm saying that with grief in my heart, that you don't understand the depth of evil that's being done. That's not a slight on that I'm calling you stupid. It's none of those things. It's, I've seen things that you can't fathom that happened to this kid, and I'm trying to tell you in any way that I can so it doesn't happen to your kid or your nieces or nephews. But again, if you think that I'm coming across condescending, I apologize for that, because that is never my intent.
Well, Miss Shirley, I think you have given us, like, well, obviously years of a well of knowledge, but definitely tonight here on GSL, I really do appreciate you and your time. I mean, I know it's been hours, man, but at the same time, I don't know. I just really do enjoy talking to you all and just being on this level with y'all. I'm blessed that, you know, I don't know. I know everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't able, but so I'm blessed, man, to be able to have this conversation with you today. And I mean, you know, if there's anything else you would love for us to know, feel free to let us know right now. And then if you want people to reach out or, you know, have anything for us to look out for, just feel free at this time to share whatever you would like to say.
I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for opening up your platform all the times that you have. I don't think people appreciate the courage that takes to stand in the position that you are, to open your platform and to be open to hearing. That's huge. We couldn't spread the message as far if you weren't willing and courageous enough to do that. So I just want you to know we love and appreciate you, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Sparkle.
You all too, you know that. And I mean, well, she didn't say it for herself, but I'll say that you guys, like she told you guys, if you want to email her, you know what I'm saying, anything, there's plenty of information at alizama.com. You can email her there, email Ali there. I know they'll answer your questions because I done came here and read them for you. Okay, so they will take the time and talk to you and answer your questions. But Miss Shelley, thank you so much for visiting us here on the
Thank you,
TSF
sweetie.
Podcast.
Appreciate you.
Now, once again, y'all, I'm going to say this. I really wish that y'all could spread the word. You know, just if y'all if y'all know anybody that's hell right now, man, fuck it. I ain't got shit. Pam, you right there was a lot. I really ain't got shit to say. I really don't. Because this she just sit here and talk and nod her head. I gotta stop touching this fucking mic. God damn it. Shit. Fuck the mic. Shit. The mic. I may just start using a microphone on these headphones. But once again, y'all, this interviewer, she just don't. And I'm not trying to come off as disrespectful, but if you just keep allowing this woman to promote this garbage and to allow this behavior, you saying you okay that it was okay for this woman to go and just take this underage minor little girl and just run off, in a fucking van with her and they have to answer to nobody, but you lied about CPS, talking about, hey, when she got back, they put her in my custody, but Tori Allie Carter said something completely different, and then now you're saying something different. It just stories all over the fucking place. Now, earlier this year, Allie is talking about this Hawkeye guy is her new daddy for the last, 4 years, and he's going to legally adopt her. How the fuck you do that shit? So now the question is, that we're posing here is, did Shelley really adopt Ellie? Because how is she the foster parent already, the adoption, whatever the fuck you want to say, she's that parent, and then somebody else can come in and adopt her too at the age of 31. You just listen to people long enough and they will snitch on themselves. They will tell on themselves. Yeah, that's right. Where's the fucking paperwork? There ain't no paperwork. Right? Even when they talk about adoption, I showed y'all, they can't even keep the stories together. Simple. The truth don't have to move around and think about what the truth is. The truth is the truth. That's why Tommy O. Martin, every time Martin asked him something, the minute Tommy started scratching his head and be like, "Ara, ara." The truth ain't got a ara. Just saying. So look. Y'all continue to spread the word, to let people know that this whole Allie thing, Allie Carter, y'all heard it from herself. Allie Carter is an alter. Allie Carter is not a real person. Allie Carter is not a real name. It's an alter. And we've learned that together today. All right. So I really want to thank everybody for coming on. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. Y'all have passed us over 107,000 likes, taps on the screen. Everybody on YouTube, Randy, Edie, Fat Boo, all of you all, Major. Listen, y'all just don't know. And one thing that I'm grateful is that, you know, I already had a YouTube family and a TikTok family, and the family still growing on TikTok. But y'all, to have a new YouTube family, like, this is new. YouTube is new for me, and they have already start to get familiarized with one another. People come in, hey family, how y'all doing? And that's all I want, man. That's all I want. Yes, the YouTube family is awesome. The same thing with the TikTok family. The core, y'all be holding it down. And also, I gotta tell y'all this. For you all, do y'all remember Friday when I went live? That young lady that called me a stalker in the comments, and I brought up on the panel, and I asked her to repeat what she said, and she was scared to repeat it, so I had to force her to say what she said, and she was being passive with it, like that's just the way she talked. And when I got on her head, she started calling me disrespectful and sassy and all that other shit. You must be GAY. Let me tell y'all something. Yes, passive aggressive, that's what she was. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all came in the box, and I did not ask nobody to do that. But Akita, Miss Outlaw, and several of you alls, Elena, several of you all, y'all came in there and put that woman in her place. Y'all, I was out. Listen, I didn't give a shit. You come at me, I'm finna come at your head. I don't give a damn. I told y'all I don't give a damn if you male or female. See, she took that tone with me, and when I gave her that same energy, she didn't like that shit. She didn't like that shit at all. Maria said, hell, I was ripping her ass too. People do not, if you throw rocks, don't be mad if I throw some rigid ass stones at your ass and then want to play victim. Right? I don't get, this shit is entertainment. This is entertainment. This shit is fun to me. But while we doing this, we're sending a message, because we trying to return somebody that's mentally unstable back to their roots, right? Back to their foundation. Not back up under the same roof with her biological mother, but get her back into the vicinity of her family. Her real family. The same family that's crying out all day and all night, wanting their sister and their daughter to get help. That's my mission, and I will not stop until it happens. So get mad at me for playing these videos and for calling these individuals. Get mad at me. I don't give a rat's ass. The more you tell me to stop, the more I'm going to go. All right? You said great vibes. Did you know that woman ended up changing her mind and started tapping the screen? She sure the fuck did. That woman that called me a stalker, she came up talking all crazy. Y'all know she changed. She after we got done with her ass, she changed her real quick. She started tapping the fucking screen. She said, all right then. I finally started tapping. She started tapping the screen. Never, if you know that you're correct about something, if you got a purpose, never let nobody move you from your purpose, right? People will try to come in and shake you, right? To see if you will flex, bend, or move. She saw that wouldn't happen, and guess what? She fell right in line, and she started listening. You said she was like, I'm still here. She showed. That's right. You said, Randy said, I would love to hear LaRonda react to the video I posted today. I think LaRonda is at work. She been coming in and out, but she's at work. Man, like I said, if y'all can, man, y'all please go to Randy's YouTube channel. Subscribe to her channel. But don't forget to subscribe to mine, which y'all black and white and Mexican, Filipino, where the fuck y'all, Jamaican, where the fuck y'all call y'all asses, Chinese, Buddha, and some shit, Russian, stealth bombers. Go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And then you go over to Randy's channel, subscribe to her channel, and hit that notification bell. You say you subscribe to her, YT, good. Frenchie. All right. So look, and like and share. Thank you. Thank you for that, Edie. Well, listen, YouTube, appreciate you. Thank y'all so much, man. Y'all have been great. Make sure you click that notification bell. All right. So YouTube, I really appreciate y'all. Really appreciate y'all. And stay out of trouble.